Millin here from Tesla Taxi. We're currently parked at a car park that we have a permanent spot here on Warner Street next to the Fortitude Valley train station. As you can see, the Story Bridge is just over here, so it's a very central spot for our Turo pick-up and drop-off. This video is mainly to explain to people about how the charging works and when you can add the prepaid Tesla charging to your rental if you want to. Your car will always start with at least 80% state of charge. You just click there to see what that is in kilometres. And obviously, just like any rental car, you always return it with the same amount of charge as when you picked it up, unless you want to add prepaid recharging. On all of our Turo listings, obviously you can see all the cars that we have online here. And when you book the car, you do have the option to obviously select how many days you want. It'll show you the price and it'll also show you the maximum distance that you can travel within that time. That obviously is completely independent of charging. That's still something you always pay for yourself, just like with any car, whether it's petrol or electric. You pay for the charging on your trip and then return it with the same state of charge or amount in the tank as when you picked it up. Under the extras here, we do have some more details about unlimited mileage, which just means that you can go over that 2100 Ks on this particular trip. And then you've also got prepaid refueling, which is basically paying for us to take the car away and charge it at the end of your trip if you want to return it with only 10% left in the tank or the battery. So that's something we're happy to accommodate. When you are in the car and you want to find the chargers, of course you can look at the high-speed chargers around Brisbane through the PlugShare website. So plugshare.com, and you can just zoom in and out to any of the different chargers. So this particular one here is on the way to the Sunshine Coast. This is a very high speed charger that you can pay for what we call pay at pump, so you can use the app to actually just pay for your charging at that charging station when you arrive. You'll see on the side here the different details about the cost and speed. The thing to remember about cost is if you're looking at the cost here on the website, and it shows you 66 cents per kilowatt hour, then that means it's around about $8 per 100 Ks, which is roughly double the cost of charging at home. So if you do charge at home with the mobile connector, if that's included with your rental, charging at home will be closer to $4 per 100 Ks, so you can just use multiples of 33 cents to work that figure out based on what you're looking at charging. Then you will find some hotels will also have free charging available to guests. So this particular one here up in Noosa, it's obviously much slower, 6 kilowatts, so you'd be getting an overnight charge rather than an on-the-road charge. And of course your cost most of the time might not always tell you the cost with the AC charging, but the cost most of the time at hotels is actually free with your room booking. But obviously, yeah, just use that number of 33 cents per kilowatt hour equals around about $4 per 100 Ks with a Tesla. And of course you can zoom in and out to find any of the chargers there on the PlugShare website, whether they're public chargers or Tesla chargers. You can also use the filter here on the PlugShare website to select just the high-speed plugs. So if you turn all of those off and then select CCS, that'll just show you the high-speed DC plugs, so you can press on any of those and see the speeds that are available in that station. Generally speaking, anything over 100 kilowatts is going to be ultra high speed, which means that if you're going on a road trip and you need to charge up 200 Ks at 100 kilowatts on DC charging, 200 Ks is going to take you around about 10 to 12 minutes per stop, so that's obviously very good for road trips, whereas your overnight charging on AC is more like 200 Ks overnight. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea about how all the charging works here in Brisbane. If you do select to take the Tesla with the prepaid recharging through the Tesla network, of course you can click on any of the high-speed chargers here. This will automatically route you here on navigation if you've enabled this on your booking. So if you do get some prepaid Tesla DC charging, you don't have to pay this amount at the pump because you can't. It can only be billed to the car owner, which is why it's only a prepaid service. And of course that can change based on time. So you can see here this particular station has an off-peak cost of 40 cents and a peak cost of 60 cents or 59 cents in this case. But different stations have different prices, so of course you can just find that information through the Tesla screen itself if you have enabled the prepaid charging through the Tesla network. You can tell if it's a Tesla charger because it's a big red and white one like this. So those are the ones you can only pay via the car's account. You can't just pay that at the pump like you can with those other ones that I was showing you a moment ago. We'll send you some more information if you've booked through Turo via email, which gives you details on exactly how all of this works. When you pick up your car, the front trunk, the frunk, will be where you get your key card from, so we'll open that up for you when you arrive at the car. And one important thing to remember is when you do exit the car, when you're using the card, you need to put it here to lock and unlock, you'll see the mirrors fold in when it's locked, and obviously you can test that by trying to open the door, and then press it again to unlock, mirrors fold out, and the door will open, and that's how you lock and unlock the car with the key card. If you are booking for 7 days or longer, we can also give you the access to the app at an additional small admin cost, which will allow you to use your phone as the key. So use our bookings here on Turo if you'd like to book one of our cars. We've got cars available in Brisbane, both at the airport as well as Maruka, and we can also move those cars to the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast at request as well for the longer bookings. So by all means look through our cars here on Turo if you'd like to make a booking, and by all means send us a message once you've made the booking if you do want to include any of that Tesla prepaid charging with your booking, or if you just want to use the public charges. Just remember that you will want to use the PlugShare website to actually find the locations of those charges and how fast they are and what they're going to cost you to charge your car. If you are leaving this car, picking up or returning at the Brisbane airport, we will use what's called Airpark 2, which is the free shuttle bus parking service close to the airport. So you can see this is the Brisbane airport here. Airpark 2 is this little section here, and there's a shuttle bus that takes you from there to the terminal. If you don't want to pay the parking fee there, which is $24 when you collect the car, and you instead want to drop the car off at a place where you don't have to pay for parking at the return of trip, we only do the drop off at the Airpark 2, but when you return the car you can return it in public parking. So the public parking closest to the airport is, excuse me, zooming around here, this service station here, this McDonald's. So you can leave the car here in the McDonald's car park when you return the car, and that will save you the cost of the Airpark 2 parking fee. So when we drop the car off there, we'll put the parking slip in the front trunk with your key card, and you'll just have to pay the parking fee on exit, and the parking fee will be $24 when you collect the car. As you can see there, the parking slip and the key card will be there in the front, and you will just pay that $24 on exit from the car park. And as when you return, you can also pay for parking to return. Pre-booking it online will cost you $20, or you can park it there at the McDonald's and then just walk across to the free shuttle bus from the McDonald's, which is from here to over here. So that's your call at the end of rental, whether you use the free parking at McDonald's, but when you pick up the car, it does need to be in the Airpark 2 if you selected the airport, and that will cost you $24 when you exit the car park. If you've got any more questions, by all means use the Turo messaging service, and we're more than happy to assist with any questions you may have. Thank you.